it's in my pocket. Okay.
Just giving people a moment to sign in, you guys.
Kayla, it's just giving me a moment for my brain to work. Which I'll really give this to you, actually, because I don't know how to do it. Is this logged in still?
So you want to go to your personal one.
I haven't changed it since we did it last.
So switch accounts. We're doing this so we can check comments if y'all end up commenting, so we're able to see them because the camera is a little too far for us to be able to see them and respond to y'all. All right, perfect. Turn your volume down. Beautiful. All right, we are ready. So, hello everyone. I'm Cori.
I'm Aimee.
Welcome back to Seriously, Sir. We are still waiting for some of you to send some emails in of your stories so we can share them on here and discuss them. And you can email us at seriouslysir2, that's TOO, seriouslysir2@gmail.com.
So, can you help me?
What's happening?
So we created this channel. Excuse me.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Wardrobe malfunction. Not the worst I've had. No lie, it's a story in itself. But yes, we started this channel to create a judge-free zone for us to talk about our life, which revolves a lot around dating and dating apps and just connections, experiences, and we wanted to share that with you. And you helped us earn going live, so we're here. So please comment, ask questions. We're not alone. We're not alone. I know we're not alone. So we want to hear your stories too. So I think we start off fresh in 2026.
Yes.
The year of the fire horse.
Yes. Which
So
I don't know if y'all remember, but we talked about that last week. So this past year was the snake. So it was all about shedding what doesn't serve you and what doesn't serve your purpose. And the year of the horse is about like transcendence and new beginnings and like
moving forward
and doing all things that get you closer to your purpose and the things you want in life. So you have till the 16th to shed off what doesn't belong. And on the 17th is when that new beginning starts for you.
I'm excited.
So we're ready for it.
I'm already seeing small bits in everybody around me.
Yeah.
Like there's change. It's only going to get better. Like just little bits. This wasn't even on purpose. Corey cut my hair today. I had so much dead hair and I hated getting rid of it. But you know what? We hold stuff in our hair too. Maybe that's why it was breaking off.
Maybe
it was like, no, Aimee,
get rid of it.
We don't want any of that. 2 years, however. This was a lot of years that broke off. So I'm starting fresh.
Hi, thank you for joining us. So excited. So since we are in the new year, I think we decided instead of telling y'all a specific date tonight, we're going to talk about holiday funk a little bit because I know a lot of people go through that. I personally went through that a little bit. I had someone pass away in September who was like super close to me. And so who I also typically spend holidays with their family. And so, join your what? Let me know. I will get back to that. But yeah, because of the loss in the family, my second mom, she decided she didn't want to do Christmas this year, understandably. So I was alone this year on holidays, which put me in a funk. I learned on my last date with Hottie with the Body, which we discussed last time I spoke about my dating life, that he also kind of goes into a funk and likes to spend the holidays alone. And so I honored that. And in doing so, he kind of went into this, I guess, realization where he needed to take time to himself and really ground himself. So I actually have not seen him in 2 weeks. But I'm seeing him this Saturday. He's going to one of my best friend's weddings with me. So I'm super excited to see him. And the thing that I think usually when someone goes silent, that I'm not silent, like we talked, but that I don't see for a while when I'm dating them.
There's a shift.
Yeah, there's a shift. I tend to have like a wall go up, and eventually I get so annoyed. I'm just like, after this, like, I'm out, like, I'm done. And partly the reason that happens is because they're not communicative as to like what's going on with their mental state and like what they're doing and all of that. And so thank you so much. We appreciate that. And so the difference between those guys I experienced in the past and Hottie with the Body is, even though we were taking this time apart because I was in a little bit of a funk, like he needed time to recharge and like get his head back on straight, he was checking in almost daily. He also was letting me know, like, hey, like, my headspace is still not great. So let's try for this weekend, or let's try for the weekday. And the weekday would come and he'd be like, hey, I'm still not feeling great. Like, I do want to see you, but like, I'm not okay right now. And so because he was so communicative, like I didn't have a wall that went up. Like I knew why I wasn't seeing him. And I also knew that it didn't have to do with me. It didn't have to do with us having like any issues. Like he just still needed time alone to like process whatever he was processing and be able to move through it. And I think that's a big thing that lacks in a lot of relationships, is that communication aspect. It's like, and having the confidence and trusting the person enough that you can voice those needs and know that they're going to give you a safe space to be able to voice those needs without judgment, without shame, without guilting you, nothing like that. So, for instance, like last weekend, we tentatively planned on seeing each other. He said, let me see how I feel. And then Saturday came around, he said, I'm still like just not feeling in a good headspace. And he's like, can we try for later in the week? And my response to him was, I want you to be okay for the wedding next Saturday. So if you need to take the rest of this week to yourself to like make sure you're good for that, then like do that. And if there's a night during the week that you're feeling better and you want to see me, like let me know and I'll check my calendar. And if I'm available, I would love to spend some time with you. And he was so appreciative of the fact that I respected and like understood and like was giving him the grace.
Mad, you're not pushing.
Yeah, not mad, not angry, not pushy, not naggy. Like I gave him the space to do.
You were understanding.
Yeah, and giving someone the space to do what they need to do to make sure they are okay is important. Like if you're not okay, then you're actually not going to be good for the other person anyway.
No, and two, though, it shows on both sides how it would be if it did progress, if it did move forward, or when it does, because you want someone who is understanding. Like I'm sure there's a lot of women out there who would have taken it so personally and gotten mad about it. Oh, you don't want to see me, rather than actually care about his needs.
Yeah, exactly.
And you, in doing that, I think opened that door for him to feel safe enough to communicate how he was feeling. Like, because I feel like someone who doesn't care, who's playing games, who, you know, is just fucking around, would just drop off. They wouldn't care about how it was going to make you feel. So that's a two-way street, I think, and where communication is so important. Like with my ex-husband, I used to say to him, he would just not talk. And I would say, just tell me it's not me, and I'll give you 3 days, 5 days, like whatever it takes, because we are individuals. We do go through things, but if you're not communicating that it's not you, or hey, I'm just in a place, even if you are a team, you're still going to have your separate places and spaces that you need
Exactly.
to work through that the other may not be able to help you. Like, I remember a guy I was seeing, I was really stressed out when I took on more jobs, and I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't have a lot of time for him. And he was like, "Oh my God, you're so stressed out. Can I help you?" And I said, "No, you can't." And right
Mhm.
then and there, the only thing he could have done to help me was pay my bills, because what was stressing me was working so much. And he was like, "Well, I can help." And I said, "No." I just answered your question, but that's not what I'm looking for. And even if you could and you did and I allowed it, you'd be taking away from what I'm doing for myself. So I guess my point is, you have to allow that space for each individual to do for themselves. We can't do it for them. They
Right.
can't do it for us. And you have to have that respect to know that and understand it and give
And
that space.
different people deal with things differently. Like
Mm-hmm.
some people when they're going through something, like they want to be around people.
Mm-hmm.
They want to I don't know if it's trying to figure it, if it makes them feel better. I don't know cuz I'm not like that, right? And then there's other people like me or like Hottie with the body where in order for us to process our thoughts and recharge and like feel okay again, like we actually need that alone time. And so being able to understand that and like respect that too based on like what that person needs is like a huge thing in a relationship.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge
Yeah.
because you're still two individuals.
Yeah, and I felt like him checking in almost every day and saying like, "Hey, like this is where I'm at. Like how was your weekend or how was your day or whatever?" was him like doing what he needed to do for himself, but also being considerate of my feelings
Mm-hmm.
and like keeping me in the loop of like where he was at so that at no point did I think it was me or that there was something wrong with like our dating like for us, right? Like I knew the whole time like where he stood and where he was at and like what he was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
which was huge.
And that's so simple, and it's all we need. And some people can't do that or won't do that, but it
Yeah.
also shows where you stand
Oh, for sure.
when someone doesn't care how it's affecting the other person, even if it's hard for them. Like my daughter, she hits moments like that, and she'll finally respond to me. And I'm worried, but I know her, so I just let her be. But then, I had to share with her the last time, because I said I got really, really worried, and she was like, "I'm sorry. Are you mad?" And I said, "No, I'm not mad." She's like, "You have every right to be mad. I worried you." And I said, "No, you're telling me you had a hard time communicating." And I just set up a thing with her. I'm like, "Could you just heart it? Like, you don't have to say a word, you don't have to text, but
Right.
like just a heart, so I know we're connected."
Yeah.
Because that, even that bit of communication, and I know it's my daughter, it's a very different type of relationship, but that's just how important communication is. And also
Yeah.
the understanding of, yeah, I could be totally mad at her that she freaked me out and I had to call her boyfriend and be like, "Is she okay? Like, why isn't she responding to me?" But I wasn't mad at her because I stepped back and I put myself in her place. Like, we don't have that type of relationship. She wasn't mad at me. I wasn't afraid of that.
Right.
But I was like, "Oh my God, she's not in a good space and I can't do anything for her. I need to
Yeah.
at least know that she's
Okay.
okay."
Yeah.
So, it goes hand in hand. Relationships are relationships, communication, respect, no matter what it is. And it doesn't take much.
Mhm.
And so moving forward, she knows now my needs. Like, I don't expect anything from you that you can't give me. It's just a heart.
Right. Like just an acknowledgement. Just boop. Yeah. Yeah, and then yesterday he texted me and he was like, "Hey, like what's the plan for the wedding Saturday?" And so I was like, "Oh, okay," because I was kind of like, I don't know if he's gonna feel good to go. You know what I mean? Like, and so that alone too showed me like, okay, like he cares. This isn't an us thing. Like, this is a him thing, and like he's still putting in the effort to like show up the way he told me he would, even though he's been going through this. So,
Is he going to
um,
both with you?
yeah,
Yeah?
Yeah, we're kind of spinning. So the way this wedding set up is the ceremony is at like 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna get to his place at 2:40, and then the reception. Well, there's a cocktail hour at 6, and the reception isn't till 7, and then it ends at 11. So we're actually spending like most of the day together because we'll be together from 2:40 till like 11 something at night when we get back. Um, which is really big. Like we've definitely spent time together, but it's usually been like we've gone on dates that are, a couple hours. Like this will be like interesting. Like we haven't spent that long of time together. And so I think
And
that
after 2 weeks of not seeing each other.
yeah. Yeah, after 2 weeks of not seeing each other, we're basically spending like half of the day together.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. I'm
It'll be
excited.
different.
It's one of my best friend's weddings, so like that's also like pressure-y for him, which I acknowledge. So I think that's a big thing too.
I met him. I don't think he's gonna have a problem.
I don't think he'll have a problem either. He talks on it. He's like me. He'll talk to a fly on the wall. Like he'll talk to anybody.
You don't have any problems.
But it's still like it's not just like a random wedding. Like it's one of my best friend's weddings. Like I'm sure he knows like
That he can't show up drunk.
he would never.
Like just no. No, I'm just kidding.
He would never. But just in general, like you have to impress, right? Like this isn't just like, oh, I got invited to a wedding. Like this is it's one of the girls in my girl gang. Like,
Has he met her?
no.
No. She doesn't go out much, huh?
No. Yeah.
Big wedding? There's a lot of people going?
I think there's like 75.
Oh, it's intimate.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's not huge. But they both have big families. So like a lot of it is their families, and there's only a handful of like friends that are going.
Yeah, I was gonna say 75 is hard to keep it down that low, especially with big families. So
Yeah.
it's
Like
gonna be
they pretty much like invited their
just a
family,
sprinkle of
and then
friends.
there's like a sprinkle of friends in there. Like really close friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love weddings.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm working a wedding Sunday.
Saturday. Yeah.
I don't get to go to weddings, just work them. I get to be at them though.
That's fun.
They are fun.
Yeah.
The last wedding I did, she was a Swiftie.
Oh, really?
A lot of Taylor Swift. They were so cool though. They were so laid back. They just had so much fun.
It was so interesting on my friend's like invite thing. They did like an evite thing. And when you filled it out, they actually asked like, do you have any food allergies? Do you have any song requests?
Oh.
Yeah, it was like really interesting. So I think it's gonna be like a big mix of like all different genres and songs, and it's gonna be. And she was telling me, she's like, yeah, there were so many food restrictions. She's like, you're allergic to lemon, so there's literally not citrus on anything. We told them they're not allowed to use citrus. She goes, we have a meat station, we have a vegan station, we have a dairy-free station. She's like, there are so many food restrictions.
I believe it. Most people don't ask that. And normally, the wedding that I just did, she had a guy blowing up balloons.
Oh.
Like in like the hats and stuff. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
see like
Mm-hmm.
parties. And then there was an announcement inside saying that there's so what are the odds? Someone in here with a latex allergies, the balloons must be kept outside. So everyone starts bringing their hats out.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought she was like, I didn't think she was really bad, but like when I was serving her, she was like, yeah, I'm allergic to balloons. Like I can't blow them up. I will go into anaphylactic shock. I'm like, I'm going to use that one next time someone asks me to blow up balloons. I hate blowing up balloons.
I do too.
I will not.
I do too.
I'm allergic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting that there was even a balloon guy there, and then an announcement had to be made for that.
No, that's crazy. That really is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, weddings. I know. I love weddings.
I haven't been to one in a while, I feel like.
Last one I went to with my cousins.
I guess I went to one last year. Yeah. I worked it and then I attended because she was doing 2 different looks.
Mm.
So I had to be there for the first look, like her ceremony hair, and then I also had to be there for her reception hair to like change it.
I actually have a hair kit, like a very tiny hair kit, like in my bar kit, just in case. Like they don't even know that I do hair, but if I see a bride struggling, then I can help.
Oh, that's sweet. You're
I'm
so
all ready for it.
sweet.
I'm all ready for it.
That's so sweet.
They'll have no clue that I have bobby pins and all the things.
Yeah. What else? Oh, so through all this, there was like one moment where he like forgot to text me back. And I know he's a bad texter. We talk about this all the time and he forgets to text me back. But I think because I hadn't seen him, I like had a mild anxiety. Not like an attack, but I was just like, the fuck?
A little episode.
Yeah, mini episode. So I called my friend Miriam and I was like talking to her about it. And then the guy she's like recently talking to got on the phone. And his insight was like really impactful for me, actually, as well as her, because she was listening to what he was telling me. Her and I talked about it the next night. So I felt like it was good to share with y'all.
And me.
Yeah. So what he said is he also suffers from holiday funk, right? And so what he told me was that if a guy is still communicating with you, as well as being vulnerable and telling you where his headspace is at throughout the season of the funk, I don't know what you would call it, that's someone that like truly cares about you and your feelings. And what he said to me is, if that's happening, he said, and the fact that he's still going to the wedding with you is like a big thing. He said, so with all of that happening and him communicating with you, he's like, what you have to understand is from a guy's perspective, it's not that he doesn't want to see you. He's like, but as a man, we have to show up properly to plan the date, to be the provider, to, take care of you. He's like, and so when we are in that headspace, we feel a little inadequate. Mm-hmm. He was like, and when we feel that feeling of inadequacy, we don't feel good enough to be able to be around you. Hi, thanks for joining. He was like, and so what I want you to understand is it's not that he doesn't want to be around you, especially if he's communicating and going to this wedding and all that. He's like, he doesn't feel adequate enough or good enough to be able to show up for you the way he wants to show up for you if y'all were to hang out. He's like, and so that's why he's not seeing you. And I was like, sense. That makes so much sense.
It makes sense, and it also takes me back to so ago, and we were talking about how you guys were talking about hanging out, and then you found out he went out, and because he saw your friend, and all the things. I had said too, even if he went out and saw friends, it's less energy.
Yeah.
So when you funk, you almost can take care of yourself. Right. I get in these funks. I don't get in them in the holidays, but it's a very, very, very common thing where we were discussing earlier, like people think of the holidays and all the cheer and all the joy, and like you don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, it's not like that for everybody.
No, and some people retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I'm the type of person, I don't know him that well, but like I'm the type of person that when I'm feeling a certain type of way that's not my best, I don't want to put that energy
onto someone else.
Yeah. And I would imagine especially around the holidays, like he wouldn't want to take you down with him.
Yeah. And there was a point last year when I was like that. Like I really wasn't hanging out with anybody other than this one friend because I was not in a good headspace. And I knew I couldn't show up for people the way they were going to need me to show up for them because I didn't have the mental capacity to do that.
And you know what I'm thinking too? And I'm going to say even bigger for him, just because I feel like it's doesn't come as natural to men to do the mental health work that they need to. that I think that's a conversation we can have too, because Crystal and I were talking about this recently, and it was interesting if we can go back to that. But the fact that he's taking that space, for one, is healthy. Number
Yeah.
two, I feel like if he pushed through and gave you time and ignored what he needed, then his funk's just going to last longer.
Oh, for sure.
So I think that's a positive for him. Positive for you too. I just give more props to the dude because we're more emotional, and I feel like it comes a little bit easier for us.
Hi.
So that's a green flag for him. That he knows himself and what he needs, and he's
Yeah, he seems very like self-aware and emotionally intelligent, which is something that I really appreciate because no offense, but like most human are not even most human, most humans are not like that. Like that takes a lot of work and self-awareness and being mindful of your own flaws to be able to work through them, to be able to be that mindful of like how you're feeling and what you need for that feeling.
and actually putting forth an effort
To
to
do
figure
it.
that out. Whether you're figuring it out in that funk by taking that time out, versus maybe that's not even necessarily what he needed, but he needed that time to sit with it.
Yeah, to know what he really needed moving forward.
So that does bring me right to what she and I were talking about the other day. We're talking about age differences in men because I attract younger. I just do, no matter how hard I try. And I always say we are not our age, we're our energy. And there are some younger men that act more mature, and there's some, and vice versa, whatever. I act younger, I think, but I was saying how I like follow some pages on Instagram, and there's couples that are, big age gap or whatever. And then I read all the comments, and a lot of women say they find the younger men more emotionally intelligent. And I do too, a lot of times. And Crystal had a really good point. If you're looking at the different generations, therapy wasn't a thing
Right.
for anybody, never mind a man.
It was like taboo.
Right.
You just didn't do it.
So they're at a point in their lives where that doesn't come natural. That's not how it was. And I feel like a lot of the older men aren't doing the work.
Well, and I also think that a lot of it too has to do with in that generation it was shunned upon for men to express their feelings. Like they had to stay stoic on top of not being like able to go to therapy, right?
Mhm.
Whereas now, like it's actually encouraged for men and women to express how they're feeling.
Mhm.
And
It's
so
huge.
that makes a difference too.
Yeah, so I hadn't even thought of it. This was literally yesterday or the day before where she mentioned the generations and how it is so different now, and it's so accepted, and it's so important. It is just important. Like one of my favorite quotes is, the best gift you can give someone is the work you do on yourself, because it's just, then it becomes a cycle if you don't, or like I'm not working on myself and I'm going to take my anger out on you, and then now you have
Right.
negative feelings, and that's going to trickle down.
Mm-hmm.
So in relationships, same thing. I mean, even going back to my marriage, we went to marriage counseling a couple times, and I'm like, this isn't going to work unless he's doing the work.
Right.
I was already doing the work. I've been to therapy, but I'm like, unless he goes, it's pointless for us to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It has to, and it wasn't then. And some people some people are scared. A lot of work. It hurts.
Yeah, you have to face yourself and your fears and like where you're lacking. And that's not you. And you have to face your past trauma, which can be very emotional. And it also drains you of all your energy while you're going through all of that. So, yeah, it's not easy. But I will say, like, I've done it. It's super worth it.
Oh, it's so worth it.
I'm like such a happy person since I was able to like release all of that past baggage that I was like emotionally holding on to.
And that's what I ask people. Like, I won't name any names, but people I've talked to that I've tried to help, I would say I understand that it's hard, but to me, watching you carry what you're carrying is harder.
Yeah.
I don't think that stuffing it and carrying that on their to move forward in life is way harder than doing the work. Doesn't seem it at the time, but it is. And I mean, that person there watched me go through things. They watched it work, and they still wouldn't do it. So I mean, I'm understanding, and I don't judge, and I just want. It doesn't come as easy for some people. Some people will never do it, and that's really sad. That makes me sad, actually,
Oh, for sure.
that they'll never experience any sort of peace. Because unfortunately, like a lot of the stuff that we carry was done to us.
Oh,
we
for
didn't do it.
sure.
We didn't ask for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so yeah, that can all come to a head around the holidays, especially with joyful, happy people around you.
Oh, yeah.
So going back to the holiday funk.
Yeah, it absolutely can. Especially when you're like dealing with something because holidays aren't like just roses for everyone. And some holidays are, and sometimes you're dealing with stuff like it just depends, right? Like my last 2 holiday seasons, like I was dealing with some heavy stuff. So it wasn't like the greatest for me. Like I was in a funk, I was in my head, I was emotional. But like the ones prior to that have been amazing. So it's also like not everyone goes into that every year either. Like some years are better than others, right? Like and that's part of life. Like you go through these different seasons of highs and lows and it's just kind of like how are you going to deal with that?
Ebbs and flows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the holidays, but I completely understand the funk.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
I haven't personally experienced it, but I've been close to many people that have, and
Mhm.
it's understandable. And you're expected to be happy. I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah. And it's like when you're dealing with something and you're expected to be happy, it makes it even that much harder because you're feeling like you have to put this mask on.
Yeah. Which is why, again, going back to you guys, I think that it's a huge thing that you're experiencing this so early on, even just in dating, to learn about how each other ticks. You now know that the holidays affect him. He now understands that you provide a safe space and care enough to give him that space and not feel offended and give him an attitude and
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know. So that's huge. It's really huge.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
We're maturing.
We're growing up, guys. I keep telling my mom that it's not really happening.
Yeah, well, and I feel like my old self, like, 3 years ago, like, would have been very offended and hurt and like, why doesn't he want to see me? And like taken it very personally. And maybe even to the point where I'd be like, you need to find time to see me or I'm done. Right. But I don't know, I didn't this year it just was different. I didn't feel the need to do that. I didn't get offended. I didn't take it personally. Like I understood that like he just wasn't in a good spot and like needed to be alone to like recharge and process and like I was okay with that.
Yeah. Well, that is growth and that is maturity because you have to be okay with that. And a lot of people don't get that, but you do have to be okay with that because
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
And he needs all that space. But me too, years back, would get super, super insecure with a shift like that. And not anymore because I think we talked about it a week or so ago about like I'm like I don't want anyone to spend time with me that doesn't want to be there
Yeah.
either. And for whatever his reasons are, he was still communicating with you. So
Absolutely.
it didn't have anything to do with you.
Right.
And you learned that.
Yeah.
And you gave him that space and then that felt better for you.
Mhm.
And then you had your 2-week funk break and then you're gonna have a marathon of a wedding day.
I know.
Fun.
Yeah, it'll be really
Super
fun.
fun.
So I think that's all we have today. But
Yeah.
let us know, like, how do you deal with your holiday funk if you have it? Have you dealt with someone that pulled away and you were
how did-
understanding about it, or did you like lash out? Like,
Yeah,
I
how do
am
you handle
curious.
it?
Yeah.
And also too, personal grounding when you need the space. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, because everyone definitely grounds themselves differently. Like, and I mean, I had to ground myself during the holidays too, but like how I grounded myself and how he had to ground himself was like very different. So I am curious, like, how do you ground yourself?
And do you ground yourself? You should. You should.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do have 2 other platforms. If you want to catch some fun reels or updates on our YouTube channel, we have an Instagram. So it's Seriously Sir 2, TOO. That's Seriously Sir 2. We also have a TikTok. It's seriously.sir. And then don't forget to send in your dating stories to our email, seriouslysir2, TOO, seriouslysir2 @gmail.com. We really want to share someone else's stories on here and be able to discuss them. Like, that would be so much fun.
So much fun.
Email us a story, please.
Thank
And
you.
if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button.
Yes,
We
please.
are live every Thursday at 7:30, and we would love to see y'all back here.
Till next week.
Till next week. Bye.
Peace.